I'm Lynn Toth, and I'm from the worship branch of the Connect Ministry team at St. Matthew. I'm excited about the possibilities a larger campus could provide for our worship experience. Here are just a few specific areas I thought of that would benefit our worship life. The new space would provide an area large enough for dancers, drama productions, choir presentations, children's choir performances, the praise band, orchestras, and other forms of artistic expression, while minimizing the need to move things around during the worship time. It would also provide more room to include a range of musical styles in one service for special midweek worship services during Advent and Lent, or perhaps a large Easter or Christmas presentation. Many of you have seen the praise band hurriedly setting up before Sunday morning worship with little time to do a proper sound check of the instruments and vocals. With room to either leave the instruments set up or with dedicated worship spaces for each style of worship, this could improve the quality of the balance of the sound and provide a more meditative time for those entering the sanctuary during the few minutes before worship begins. The new location would provide for larger dedicated spaces for all the worship support ministries, like the Altar Guild, the sound and visual arts technicians, the choir, the praise band, ushers, and the prayer stations. And finally, regardless of the space or location we meet, it's the people of St. Matthew who inspire others to join us on our mission, and this new place will provide more space to share God's grace.
Hi, I'm Katie Lewis, and I'm the coordinator for nursery during our church services. With a designated space for nursery, we would ensure a couple of things. First, with a room separate from the sanctuary with one main entry point, this would help our staff ensure safety in the space. With the additional door we have now, we do get non-nursery staff wanting to enter through the additional door. Second, without having to share the space with other church activities, it would ensure the room is more child-safe and cleaner. There are many times when the staff has to complete a bit of cleaning before being able to start childcare on a Saturday or Sunday because of other activities that have happened in the room during the week. We also have to do a sweep of the room to ensure there are no child hazards left behind. Currently on a Sunday morning, we have a dozen or more little ones in the room, ranging in age from infants to 3. With more space, we could have better designed space for different age groups based on age appropriateness. This would allow us to better separate the activities and toys by age. It would also allow us a bit more breathing room. When you get a dozen little ones in our room right now, it starts to get cramped and chaotic. Not to mention safety can be a concern, as 3-year-olds are much more on the go and active than an infant.
Hi, my name is Ron Oling, and as the leader of the Connect Ministry, I help coordinate ways for people to have fellowship with one another. Our Sunday morning coffee hour is one of the biggest ways we accomplish this goal. As you probably noticed, from the parking lot to the lobby, this is the primary Connect time, and it is crowded and often rushed. Having more space will give us adequate room to comfortably connect with one another. We would have more places to sit, relax during coffee hour. But beyond that, a larger space would benefit our Advent and Lent suppers. We would have more room 7 days a week to comfortably and intentionally connect with each other and our community. The exciting thing about this new proposed building and new space is that we will be able to meet the connecting needs of today, and we will be able to meet the connecting needs of tomorrow.
My name is Matt, and I'm the youth guy. I would say the biggest limitation to our ministry with regards to space is coordinating programs around worship services. On Sunday mornings, our 5th and 6th grade Bible study bounces around to wherever we can find a quiet corner, either outside, in pastor's office, or at our admin's desk. During Lent and Advent, about 1/3 of the school year, our Wednesday night youth programs don't have the necessary space to gather. Our lack of space, place, and time is a big hurdle for giving students the place to feel a sense of belonging. And as a result, we struggle to give them the focus to grow in their faith and with one another. So, if we could offer larger dedicated gathering areas to be active and rowdy, as well as smaller distraction-free classrooms for teaching and mentoring, it would be a huge step forward for us. Children, tweens, teens, youth, young adults, they all have countless learning styles and a huge range of developmental needs. It's one simple gospel message, but it comes in all shapes and sizes of packaging for the learner. The additional space, designed with this goal in mind, would be an amazing tool for sharing the gospel and raising up disciples into future generations.
Melissa here with Children's and Family Ministry. Children's Church battles with space every week. There are so many opportunities that we could have if we had adequate space for all of our kids. We currently squeeze our 3rd and 4th graders into a small room that we cannot do many, if any, hands-on activities with because of the constraints. And then we have another room filled with too many kids and far too large of an age range for us to effectively be able to teach, train, and build up children in their faith and daily walk with Jesus. We currently have 4-year-olds through 2nd graders in the same room. The space constraints also take away from people who would be willing to volunteer in these ministries. Many people are more willing to help and teach when there is a smaller group of children and it isn't as overwhelming. With more space, we could have large group and small group time for Children's Church. In a bigger room, we could separate children by more appropriate age groupings. We could have rooms in an environment that encourage learning and growth, yet they could still be fun and inviting. Our family events throughout the year have had to change because of space as well. We cannot give the same quality event in a safe and effective manner without the space to have it in. One of the reasons that we changed VBS this year is because we've had to put 40 preschool students into small rooms, and in breakout sessions, we've had to put 60+ elementary kids in one room to hear the lesson. We also have many parents that do 2 drop-off and pick-up locations because there's been no room for our 40 to 50 junior high students. Room availability, size, and location hinder all of our family programs, and only having 2 bathrooms for 300 to 500 people has become a major roadblock as well. With more space, we can take programs that we love and that reach out to our community, and they can be good quality programs with space and room to grow, and even have the opportunity for far more family events in the future.
I'm Rich Toms, and I'm part of an adult Bible study leadership team here at St. Matthew. Currently, due to our overcrowding, we only have one very small room available during the 9:30 hour on Sunday mornings to gather for Bible study. The room seats a maximum of 15 people comfortably, which, as you can imagine, has been a big hindrance for our attendance. If we had had more and larger classrooms, I believe we could provide numerous opportunities for Bible study and discipleship in these prime time hours when people are already here on our campus for worship. Not only could we accommodate more people per class, but we would offer more options for different topics and studies. You know, Jesus calls us to walk with Him and be connected to the Word. And a larger building with the necessary resources to accommodate our entire church body gives us and everyone the opportunity to grow.
Hi, I'm Gisela Broders, and I have the privilege of serving as the adult choir director here at St. Matthew. The biggest space challenges facing the choir right now has been over the last 3 years, and it has to do with storage, warm-up, and yes, rehearsal space. The robes and music are currently stored in a very small room, which is utilized by our Sunday morning Bible study. This causes a significant traffic jam, you can imagine, sometimes completely inaccessible for us. I currently even house 4 bins of choir music in my home due to the lack of storage space at the church. The choir warms up before service in a room that is completely utilized by children's ministry on Sunday morning during 9:30. Oftentimes, we don't have the necessary warm-up due to this conflict of space. Also, because of these very different needs in the room, we spend a great deal of time and energy, you can imagine, setting up and tearing down every week for these rehearsals. If we had a dedicated space for storage, warm-up, and rehearsal, we would no longer feel the burden that our choir needs regarding space and time, taking away time and space from our other very vital ministries. We would have so much more time to spend growing our ministry in new and creative ways. Imagine handbell choirs, chimes, youth choirs, and more, maybe even a second adult choir. We would have so much more time to spend reaching out with our ministry to include more musicians, enhance our worship experience. The possibilities for more space in our music program are very exciting.
Hi, I'm Michelle Williamson, and I serve as the MOPS coordinator here at St. Matthew. MOPS stands for Mothers of Preschoolers, and it's a group of mothers, young mothers, that get to spend time together while our kids are cared for by our wonderful volunteers. We were so blessed last year to have so many moms and so many wonderful kids, but one of the challenges that we ran into was finding space to house all the kids. It puts a strain on our volunteers, it causes safety issues for the kids, and ultimately we had to limit our program. If we had more space, we could increase the outreach of this important ministry.